that's, I mean, that, wait, is it?
That's Cafe.
Okay, that is Cafe. I thought, okay, I think I was looking at this wrong.
XG started, which is on Labs. Are you expecting a different matchup between SSG and Wildcard than we saw out of M80?
Team hits the server, right? They're known for their fast, aggressive plays. They like to get in your face. They like to...
I actually do not care what they're wearing. I think it's funny from a broadcast perspective. Well, Baby Shark catches Ashen off guard, and now an EMP to try and dislodge the clash. This is excellent coordination. Could get the plant down when he chooses, but they just, maybe they fear where these remaining players are. It's all up to Newers, and Wildcard are just a single kill away, and there it will be from a flawless start.
So they need to be pressure there, but otherwise it's a very linear, direct push from Wildcard that's starting to send into sight now.
And just through the doorway, the first shield will go of Dash. The only shield, there it is, as J90 dies. Fultz will join them shortly thereafter. And my goodness, we are now seeing what we expected to be in the very first game. An attacker-sided Nighthaven Labs. Kansan dies, but then Wildcard get right back on the board. Unless Newers can pull off some kind of magic here, it sure seems like SSG will walk away through these first two rounds with only a single kill, and that's exactly what will happen.
To make huge plays when he needs to, and Fultz in that category as well.
Oh, that's how you start off strong. Again, they come to you, right? So what do? You wait for them at the
Time he's wasting. Less than a minute now on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, again, part of the roam is not necessarily to get kills, it's to waste time, waste utility. Fultz has done a great job of that. With 40 seconds, he set his team up very effectively. Unfortunately, SSG has lost 2 players, so what could have been a blowout round for them has fallen by the wayside. I say unfortunately for the fans, not for us, because we don't particularly care. Wildcard will now take the upper hand in the engagement. Baby Shark and Bay 8-0 to start off this bout. And there's opportunities for those numbers to continue to tick upward. Bay takes out Ashen, Baby Shark takes out J90, and
nearly as much as he should be. He's been extremely consistent for Wildcard all season. 79% cost is the highest, always the first one engaged. And again, he gets traded when he does go down, which is key. First player to go down will be Fultz this time, though, to the hands of Baby Shark, who is 6-0 running back the Nook on this site. Finally traded back, and we're not done with the Chaos top floor as Bay finds a trade back onto J90 to keep the man advantage. But this is definitely
not quite this well, but still well nonetheless. SSG had a tech pause, then they had a tactical timeout. Ashen coming alive, taking down Baby Shark, and now it's Bay's chance to do some damage to the aforementioned Benjamaster, whose goo mine is putting in some serious work. That was Baby Shark's first death, by the way. Will Bay join him in the afterlife? Still 12 kills between these two at the top of Wildcard. Bay hunting up. Down goes Benjamaster. Benja still without a kill. Bay still without a death.
Feels really good for that push. Now it's Ashen and Newers all alone. No impacts, no nitro cells either. They're all out of utility. One flash from Bay Ashen could avoid with those goggles. 2 Kibas as well from Newers for whatever that's worth, but this is not going to be simple. They've got to be playing together so that if one guy dies, they can go for the trade. Spiker doesn't have a great way into sight. He's going to go Animus for a plant on this side, and again, with no nitros, it's going to be tough to stop this plant.
Newers and Ashen now looking for something. Limited HP for Wildcard. Spiker, where's his opportunity? Down has gone Bay. They just couldn't get the job
up there, but it doesn't feel like Wildcard really minds so much. And if that means Benj is going to stay alive to get a vert denial, well, that could be massive in the late round.
Another round, another kill for Fultz on this roam, and now he'll be hunted down and potentially punished for it. Newers will come to the rescue as there's a vault on in. Baby Shark almost team killing Bay. As amidst the smoke right now, Newers hears sounds around him. Bay has X-ray vision and guns him down. Potentially a lucky shot, and now Fultz will join as well. 9 kills for Bay through 4 finished rounds, 5 active. Benja and J90 now not far removed. Bay should see one through the smoke, but he misses the opportunity. Benja finally on the board. Diffuser goes down, and it's all up to Spiker, who's got 1 target in his sights. He decides, I'm not going to play for that inside the bomb site. I'll go outside instead and attempt to draw them out. SSG can double up on this case now planted. One will watch while the other goes to it, and there'll be a tight angle. Spiker, a nice shot on the J90, and he gets them both.
This is SSG you're going against. These are no small fish, so even to be able to take your map pick so dominantly, I think would be a big statement. And heading into Chalet, you'd be feeling good too. Not exactly the Blackbeard play you wanted at Kansas. Spiker falls right after, so I think the 4-2 is looking likely. Baby Shark with the pistol, hoping he can change my mind, but he's got a lot of work to do just with him and Bay.
And he was trying to go for a slow peek onto Benja. He does not succeed. Baby Shark and Bay are still combined for 17 kills, which is got to be up there for a duo at this point in time. I do wish we had stat tracking for most kills by a player or a duo through 6 rounds. Bay will die, so 17 is where it player on Wildcard. Kansan has been held to just, what, 2 kills, 3 kills through those 6 rounds? I suppose if you've got 2 players killing everybody, it's kind of hard for you to compete. On the good side of their own map, comes out 4-2.
And we look at the classic.
They're playing on rows where they are probably going to die and not get a lot of kills. So to have Baby Shark down there as well, quite bad. Now, very first attack for Spacestation, and they're going to remove Bay's head from.
And just fighting ghosts. He's got players all around him, but he sees one around the corner. Gonna just back off, dash downstairs, deciding he doesn't want to take this fight, knows he doesn't have to. Not a lot of good control from SSG in the 4v4. They've got Raptors, they've got IT, but not a lot else if they can't get the fish haul.
Flashing out in the clash will take up space now instead as SSG is getting pummeled trying to get into this bomb site, Jesse. Things looked so good for them at the start, but it's all fallen by the wayside. Newers, the newest addition to this team, is last one left, and this might be unfounded just based on numbers. But SSG has always been a team, to me, that seems to sink or swim. There is no in between. Either they dominate.
Start to fly in, and this is going to be the brunt of the push, but Faults falls off. He's just trying to distract so his teammates can get in, and Newers is looking to plant storage.
Oh my, Fultz will fall by the wayside too, and Newers will join him. SSG just collapsing time and time again. It's a good shout by Benja, and now Newers is on the board too. My goodness. Very well played by J9O creeps up. I don't think Spiker knows about this at all. He'll give his position away with the bullet marks, and Spiker lives to see another day on the ground, and he beats J9O. He had no right getting that kill. Benjamaster inside the site, sitting on the case. He takes down what remained of Kansan. Spiker counter defusing as Bay watches over it and will ensure nobody stops Spiker from getting the job done. Single round win, that's it. We are so early into the second half, Jesse. We don't even have that third operator ban coming out. Bay will tussle with Ashen upstairs and kill him without losing a single point of HP. That's 0-4 on Ashen.
But without it, I don't know if this push is going to go their way. They're going to have to drop the Animus hatch. They'll be dropping straight into a Nitro Cell as well, and they die before they even get close.
Wow, that first Nitro Cell misses, but it's going to be a complete cleanup. Newers, the last alive against 4 players on Wildcard. They say it's a marathon, not a sprint, but beyond that and the cardiac sensor in the hands of Kansan, it's all gunfire for Wildcard. Baby Shark will find it and send this one away. My goodness, it feels like SSG didn't even spawn into this critical for the astronauts at this point, because if they lose here on their own map, Jesse, they go down to the low number 2 and we watch as operator bans unroll.
Yeah, this is looking scary if you're SSG, but this is your Nitro. He baited like he was rappelling in to get the Nitro to get thrown out by Kansan. That was really cool.
Kansan's got quite the lineup here in the swing over towards Fultz. They both walk away with a bit less HP than they had to start with. The teams will trade out. Ashen and Baby Shark both die. These are players who, for different reasons, had a huge prominence in the previous matchup. Baby Shark and Bay absolutely terrorized Space Station. Now it's Bay's turn, who's on the ground and gets 2. Fultz and J9O both die from the same doorway. Could this have broken open the match? Yes, it will.
Up despite 2 nades and 2 Flores drones being used by J9O. That's going to be really awkward. Finally dies to the lower angle from Ashen, so that's going to be Blue Stairs control, but with it getting immediately traded back, this is still good for Wildcard.
Oh, Bay almost had the flick on over to J9O, and somehow, puzzlingly so, Jesse, Wildcard has managed to recover quite gracefully here. Fultz and Newers now outnumbered by Wildcard. I did want to take a second to say it's very funny that when Baby Shark activates the Warden, you can see the blue hue on his screen, and Kansan was attempting to run back, managing to get past Spiker, letting the moment go. And now Newers has pushed in as well. SSG, very well coordinated, but they are just losing out on their gunfights. Newers is last alive against Dash amidst the smoke, trying to recover Fultz. He'll pick up the case, but he's about to run out of time. And all Dash needed to do was hide, and he does so. Damage and now needs to use a very early Adrenal Surge.
Yeah, they gotta get this roam clear.
Hello, Dash?
They find him looking the wrong way.
I have to wonder if he was maybe going for a late, maybe he was reinforcing because he was sitting on the hatch, but he just seemed like his controller and brain disconnected. I'm not sure, but either way, good opening pick for Space Station.
He's facing a lot of pressure. I mean, everybody on SSG just barreled into that mid floor. He had pressure coming from all directions, so you can't look all ways at once. It was him and Baby Shark that were tasked with holding down that bottom floor. Baby Shark at least got out, but Dash was not able to. They lose Kansan top floor as well, which means that this is going perfectly for SSG thus far. They've got players outside on the window, which you see from J9O. Their goal is going to be to open things up from mezzanine. Fault has the defuse kit over towards library at the moment, so this is not going to be focused on solar whatsoever. Very standard plant coming in through the breach.
SSG showing a much better effort this time around, killing everybody who SSG's map. They need to settle down. They need to shake off map number 1. And more importantly, they kind of just need to wait until the
far away either. Dash just hiding. That's a silhouette. Doesn't want to do anything too risky, but does he know just how deep J9 got?
They'll open up this trophy wall now as SSG seem to be pretty well situated. I say that right as they lose Ashen and Fultz, though. The advantage that was gained from killing Baby Shark early is now gone, and that advantage now turns in favor of Wildcard. Final 40 seconds as the setup from SSG will come solely from Trophy. J9O from above. Benja on the board as well. He's swatted away by Bay. Kansan is down, so Bay will need to clutch. Baby Shark's had some problems, but Bay will not have that issue at all. A 1v1 against J9O, but time is on the side of Space Station here. They've got 30 seconds for Jack to find this last player. Problem is that he's got all these Swiss cheese walls. No utility other than one frag grenade remaining. Can he go on to drone in time? He's a bit worried, and that apprehension is well placed. 10 seconds left, and J9O will get dealt some serious damage from Bay as now he loops through kitchen. And thanks to the intel provided by the rest of his minute. Gone in round number 5.
Lots of damage on Bay and Kansan out of nowhere. J9's on the roof. He's got good cutoff angles. That's what can happen when you ban the Azami. A little bit fast. Needs to. He doesn't really have teammates. Both of his teams are back in the site, so he's going to fall back to play alongside them, give up that top floor control.
Newer's now hunting one down with that sidearm out. Down goes Spiker. Swinger be swung, I suppose at this point. Wildcard have to go for swings. Baby Shark last alive to try and stop a flawless. He'll do just that, getting a single kill, but where they can very quickly take up map control and catch other defenders as they scramble to... scramble to stop you. J9O dies after Fultz had some difficulties getting through that garage door. We've all dealt with a garage door malfunction from time to time, especially North Americans, because I don't think garage doors exist in Europe. They will get onto the board as well this round as Wildcard find 2.
It's going to be simple. They've got library control as well. Dash holding a really passive angle, just sitting here on the shield. Kansan's actually one to strike first, though, finding Ashen. Now it's just 2. Now it's just 1. Everything falling to pieces for SSG, Parker. They get at least 1 back, but it's Newers in the 1v5.
Big cause for celebration here is Baby Shark active drone. It's a real bad spot for Newers to be in. Nice shot on a Baby Shark. He's also, for the time being, disoriented by that yokai. He's not much longer for this earth as Wildcard just had 2 for, well, what the stats tell us is most common, which is 2 rounds as attackers on a defender-sided chalet. SSG will now ride, presumably, the better side for the remainder of regulation as operator bans come in.
Yeah, that previous round definitely felt like Wildcard maybe
miles away from the bomb site. Not exactly the operator you want to lose early.
Yeah, he's in a solo roam over by Games. Would have made sense to try to stall things out, but caught off guard at the same time his teammate J9 goes down. So this library side has fallen.
Fabian and Canadian, if they're at the top of the standings, then something is wrong. Fultz has been playing his role quite admirably. He just hasn't been getting a lot of support from the rest of his teammates. That's an easy kill for Fultz, though. Dash going up the ladder. Spiker dying as well, and suddenly things don't look quite so grim for SSG. Kansan now tucked into the corner, putting his shield away. Bay not far removed. Fultz will be able to slow them down with a minute left on the clock. Things aren't quite so bad for Spacestation.
You brought 0 hard breach to this push, so you were never going to get this wall open. You can bash through with the Blackbeard, but instead you're headed to office door, baiting with the Fenrir, but it's not enough for a kill. Here comes the push in from Kansan as Bay fights his demons behind.
They've narrowed this one down. I am frankly amazed at Wildcard's ability to stick with this team of Spacestation. It really does seem like Wildcard are just... They're there. They're a very sticky team. There's no other real way to say it. They managed to chase them away. A missed opportunity by Kansan. And Bay has his sidearm out. It's all up to Fultz, the player that we talked about, who's now going to play around the shield. Sloppiness from Kansan. Fultz attempting the win, but Bay gets him first. A game of inches.
Though, even with a lot of these entries, SSG are failing to convert. And some of it's just giving up these picks, right? I mean, no reason for Benja to be out in the hallway like that. Spiker's holding the windows. This is how Chalet plays. You're gonna have attackers on windows the entire round.
I mean, Baby Shark not playing well. Oh my, is a story in and of itself. SSG are well poised to deal with these players as they just storm the gates. Very limited intel here, and it's a free round for Space Station.
Focus a little bit outwards. The first stim comes in, but I don't see anybody jumping in the building. That's going to be Spiker and Baby Shark who start to make those moves now, though.
Spiker had a narrow opportunity to take one of them down, but he loses Baby Shark right next to him, and now it's the Wamai of Ashen to do some damage. This is when the question mark should be coming into the chat, Ashen. Now's your perfect opportunity. Things will continue to go poorly for Wildcard as it's their house of cards that collapse. And it's in their timeout very early. It was at the tail end of that second round, but they haven't really needed it since. Wildcard still have
care, or will they just hold the stairs?
He's still on this deep roam. He was spotted off site before. If you remember, he was killed by Dash, and Dash will get another kill in the exact same spot. Different operator for him and different player. It's Ashen who dies this time. Spiker also dies at the hands of J90. But at least they'll be aware that there's a frost on the board should that information have not been revealed earlier. Frost, an incredibly strong operator on a map like Chalet, especially if you're going to extend over towards Solarium or Library. It forces players to take that engagement either with you or with the Frost mat. You're not insta-downed anymore the way that you used to be, but you do get that debuff. I'm amazed Dash wins that and somehow survives the C4 as a nade gets thrown out from Bay and Fultz is no more. J90 is also very low on HP. All the while this is happening, Dash has found an opening over on Office, and it's Kansan watching. Bay gets taken down. A nice play from the Blackbeard. Come on, Kansan, get them all. Team is just, they confound me. You know, they really do. The desk talked about a regression of sorts, but there are times where...
Jump up the dining hatch, but without the fuse kit, I'm not sure what he plans to accomplish.
Yeah, this is a real rough one. This seems like a bunch of individuals, and now Baby Shark has found his opening, taking down Fultz. Dash punishes Ashen as well. The site control is now firmly in favor of Wildcard, but a very linear take has left them in a tough spot. Baby Shark going a bit too early before Newers was cleared out above, and a great answer back from Space Station. 1 minute remains, and they can swing with some impunity, but maybe not a bit too much. It's now down to a 2v2. Bay has been dropped, so it's all on Spiker, who... very aptly named as a spike in his back foot from the Legion, spotted by J90.
Wildcard are going to be going for a piano over clear to get towards Library and eventually the site in games. They brought, an aggressive play. I was about to say they brought Kansan on the Aurora.
Play perspective, let alone the gadgetry that would be brought. Still far from over. 50 seconds remain. Wildcard can find their way out of this in the right direction, especially now that Newers is gone.
Watch out for Benja. He's in Library, and he should be the one player that can answer back. He starts with 1 frag. Can he get much more?
Well, SSG seems to be finding all of these wildcard players, and they are indomitable. We're going to go to overtime unless Baby Shark with his 3 kills can double that. Finds Benjamaster. That's 1. Benjamaster all by his lonesome. 20 seconds. The bigger issue won't be finding these 3 players, but will be doing so in the right amount of time because they know they can play the clock. Whether they want to take engagements with him is one thing. Whether he fights rounds later from a similar position, but with obviously Dash playing the Deimos instead. This is a suicide spot for Ashen, by the way. He's going to be playing to die at this point in time. He gets Bay. What a remarkable move. He's been down and will need to be secured, but he manages to evade the nade for now. Kansan should get the secure, and there it will be. But my God, I would be steaming mad if I was Bay.
60 seconds on this clock, 4v4. The top floor is not really being held. I guess it's Benja and Newers. They're playing over towards Trophy and Master. The run out, it was a good idea, but watched for Faults gets punished by Dash, and so that's going to make things nice, but Newers equals out 3-3 and gets the advantage as well.
Baby Shark and Dash are the last two standing. Newers is just going to punish them all from this position, but he loses it to Baby Shark, who has just a pistol. A befuddling series of events. Dash still very high on HP, but Benjamaster manages to get under his skin, finishing him off. It's just Baby Shark, who, if you blow him a kiss, he'll probably crumble. Or his patience will be rewarded. A jump out here from Dash is something I do not like. You don't need to get more aggro at this point in time. You hold a 5v3, just sit and wait for them to come to you, as is done by Ashen. Dash still wants that jump out, still wary of somebody pushing him from outside. He finds him, gets the down on a J90. This is the Dash show, by the way. Last one standing is Fultz, who on a corner angle is not going to be receptive to a shotgun blast all that well. Dash exposing too much of himself, but gives away the position of Fultz in the process. At this point, there's 4 other players alive. You are gaining value by exposing Fultz's position and giving that confirmation to your teammates. Fultz will toil over by Piano, but he gets played. Just like, especially for a younger team like Wildcard, those nerves definitely do start to sink in. Bay is the main focal point right now, and oh my goodness, a shotgun blast from Dash will crack this wide open. Benja dies. Ashen is still the big bad, who is still very much upright. He's somebody who'll need to be watched. Newer's getting aggressive over towards Piano to try and keep these numbers close. At this point in time, with the clock being what it is, it surprises me very little that they will get active as defenders. Now Kansan dodging a Nitro cell. Dash has taken some damage. Kansan now will join him with a tiny bit of a dent, but he's still very much upright. Fultz was being tracked by Dash. They very briefly gained that information as nades go out, but this beachhead that's been established by SSG over by Piano is working out very effectively. Wildcard tearing through them, and they will do it flawlessly. They snap their fingers.
Performance of a lifetime from you specifically, Bay. This one was amazing to watch. You went off over the series. You guys were popping off a moment ago. What's this moment like to have started the playoffs with such a big moment?
To be honest, like I just know how those guys play, and I know what like they're weak to. That like those matchups are kind of easy for me every time we play them. Like we kind of just like expose where they're weak, and I mean it just like you can literally see in our gameplay. Like these guys are shutting down map 1. It was just we just know how to play against these guys.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw that. I mean, as for you guys have looked like a completely different beast coming into playoffs. We kind of saw it towards the end of playoffs. How do you feel like the team has finally clicked? Like, what's the aspects that you guys were working on to make sure going into the super week in the playoffs? And, you know, is that aspect the main reason why you guys are just hitting it home in playoffs?
To be honest, like it was just like a little bit of a we had some like disagreements in between like the first couple games in between the super week. In that like 2-week break we got for like the July 4th break or whatever, it just like it absolutely saved us. Like we really got it together, and we just like got out of that mess we were in.
Well, Bay, I want to say congratulations. I'm sure you have a lot of secret admirers after that performance you put up today. It was a wonderful performance from you. Now, going into your match tomorrow against DZ, what's going to be the big things that we're going to be looking at in specific from the last time you guys met them versus what it's going to be this time around?
I mean, it's no different. We're gonna show up. It's just like today, bro. We're gonna play the best. If we lose while we're playing the best, bro, then it's just not meant to be. Like, we can beat literally any team as long as we're all just like here, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like sometimes we lose to ourselves, and if we can't pull ourselves out of that, that's when, I mean, seeing it just not a good wild card to see.
Would you say, just one more follow-up, would you say you're almost back to where you guys were at Reload, or do you feel like you're even better now?
I mean, we're far ahead of that. We've been scrimming so much since then. It's like we're so good. It's just the days that we're not good are very bad, and just like we got to get over it.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna do that for playoffs for sure.
Right, I'm gonna throw you a curveball here just to see if we can get a little something to work with, and hoping all things go great going forward against DarkZero. You guys win. Worst case scenario, you lose. Who would you think is the easiest opponent to play in the lower bracket?
I mean, OXG for sure. M80 we could beat. The SR we could beat. I don't know. They're all. We can beat them all. It's just like OXG is definitely the easiest. You can give us them. I'd be so happy. But that'd require us to lose, and I don't think we're doing that.
There you go. I like that answer.
Well, tell me a little bit about your expectations for that game tomorrow. Obviously, DarkZero ahead. It's a big one, but you just took down a team that was seated above you. Do you expect to do the same thing tomorrow?
I mean, same thing for DZ. They're considered a good team. We're going to show up. We're going to play our best. And, I mean, hopefully we can win. But if we don't, I mean, it is what it is. We'll move on. But we're not going to, like, sit here and play different because they're considered good. They have spirits on shields. We don't care, bro. Fight us. Beat those guys.
I respect it.
Yeah, you gotta. Bay, thank you so much. Congratulations on the win. A big one that I'm sure we're going to be talking about for some time. 27 kills for you. What a day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. Well...